Man, what's up with you, boy? You know what it is. Hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Whatever it is, man, you need to be following your boy, man. And definitely check out my show. It's called The Barbershop. The title is everywhere. You know what it is. Follow me in Cleveland, Ohio. You know what it is. You can follow me. That's what it is. Stop playing around. Let's go ahead and get into this. Kevin Durant to the Brooklyn Nets, right? Kevin and Kyrie. You know, people have been calling this out. People have been saying that's what's going to happen. You know, Kevin Durant and Kyrie, that's a nice 1-2 punch, and it don't matter. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving to the Nets matters none. It matters none. And to a lot of NBA cats that just like to just, you know, watch stuff, and the NBA is good. I'll give it to them for giving you soap opera moves. They're good. They're the #1 soap opera in all of sports. They give you drama. They give you beef. They give you passive aggressiveness. They give you storylines. They give you all of that good stuff. And they give it to you all year round, basically. But what you don't fail to realize is it always comes down to how this is a basketball fit. And Kevin Durant is coming off an Achilles injury, right? I told you, by the way, he then mishandled his situation in Golden State. He turned down $80 million from Golden State. 80. That just goes to show you how he feels about Golden State. He could have stayed, rehabbed, chilled out in Golden State, and got 80 more million. No one turns down 80 million just to roll out if they was cool with it. All you got to do is watch Andre Iguodala's Breakfast Club interview to see what's going on and why the situation with Kevin Durant and him going to Brooklyn happened right now. Because everybody knew that's a mishandled situation. I've had 13, 14 injuries. I played college football, bro. I've had ACL in the left knee, ACL in the right knee. I've had neck surgery. I've had back surgery. Over 13 surgeries, man. I understand what it is when you going out there playing injured. He was not giving all the information, man. People can say what they want. He was not giving the information, and he went out there thinking he cannot get more injured than he was until he got hit with the humbug, bro. And then all of a sudden they hit him with the jargon. Well, it was not our fault. It was a freak accident. That could have happened at any time. Yeah, right. That ain't what happened. And guess what? The information in what he saw from an independent arbiter, an independent second and third opinion, probably said the same thing. Yo, they played you, bro. And that's exactly the reason he's signing with a new team. Now, as far as what this means on the basketball court for Brooklyn, you got to realize something. We don't know what kind of game plan he got, what kind of game he going to have, because he going to miss all next year. All next year. So when you look at Brooklyn from a standpoint, it's Brooklyn swapping in, taking out D'Angelo Russell and putting Kyrie in. Now, if you watch Kyrie like I've watched Kyrie his whole career, because I'm a Cavs fan, as you can see, top to bottom, Cavs. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, I do sports talk radio. I've watched Kyrie play ball since he got drafted. You know what Kyrie is doing. You know what he's capable of. You know what his game is. You know he finished with the best of them under the basket. You know he's unstoppable off the handle. You know what his game is. Can shoot the 3-point from high consistency for as far as shooting 40%, almost 90 from the free throw line. Unstoppable off the dribble. Finish left hand, finish right hand. Dynamo, does what he wants. Dead nice from mid-range game. ISO crazy. But here's the thing. That ain't getting it done as your #1 dude. We saw what happened in Boston. Like, Boston had a dead nice roster. And he got no more extra out of that Boston roster. That took LeBron them to 7 games. 1 game away from going to the championship. One game from going to the finals. He gave you nothing as far as elevating his roster. So you take him, swap him out, take him over D'Angelo Russell. What does that mean for the Nets? They probably right now the 5th, maybe 5th best team in the East. Maybe. Not better than Toronto if Kawhi goes to Toronto. Not better than Milwaukee if Milwaukee just stays packed, which they just already did sign Chris Middleton, already kept Brook Lopez. You know the Greek Freak coming back. You know, they got Brogdon, who'll be back healthy. Not better than the Sixers. And if you take a look at this, Victor Oladipo coming back from injury with the Pacers, they might not be better than them. You know, Vujacic, they made the playoffs. You got to look at a situation where the Orlando Magic made the playoffs. They just signed him back. So, you know, there's no way, shape, or form that all of a sudden, you look at Jimmy Butler going to Miami, you know, or possibly going to Miami. Like, there's no way that all of a sudden Brooklyn is just better than them with just Kyrie. So people say, well, that's just 1 year, Gbush. That's just 1 year. If they're fifth seed, hey, Kyrie going to have to carry the load for a year. You know what? He'll probably average 26, 27 on that squad. And KD will be back the next year. But even if KD come back, the league is different now. Everything is back to the two-man game. There's not no big threes like that no more. Definitely not no big fours. Now everything is kind of like an even playing field as far as what the roster stack is looking like. So now when you look at the situation, now you got to look at it from the standpoint of, all right, we got Anthony Davis, we got LeBron James, we got Damian Lillard, we got CJ McCollum. It's like NBA jams. We got, you know, we got with the Denver Nuggets, we got Jokic, and we got maybe a possible with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But now it's all about your top two, Clay and Steph. And if you take that thought process, who got the best two? Who got the best two? And I'm sorry, Durant and Kyrie, especially Durant now for injury, is not seeing Anthony Davis and LeBron. I am sorry. No, it's not happening. Even in the East, people would take the roster with Toronto if they bring back Kawhi, definitely over anybody, especially with the emergence of Siakam and Anunoby coming back off of injury. Come on now. They're not better. They're not better. Even if Durant's coming back. So a lot of people will be like, oh man, this is the knee-jerk reaction to say, oh man, they contenders, they're ready to go. No, that doesn't mean anything. Doesn't really necessarily mean that they're going to be all of a sudden off and running and they're about to just run off some championships. No, that's not a thing, bro. To be truthful, you know, they'll be in the mix 1 through 4 to see what they're going to do as far as how they're going to move and see if they're championship contenders. I would put them in that top 4 as far as in the East, but you still have to wait to see what Brandon's going to do as far as bringing somebody in with the Sixers. They just signed Tobias Harris. You know, they did lose J.J. Redick, but you got to see what other teams is going to do. You know, I still wouldn't have them automatically ready to go. This is just something that you got to look at when you're talking about these free agent moves. And for me, I'm starting to actually question myself, like, what do players be actually thinking when they moving? Like, you know, like, don't they really realize, like, man, like, is this really going to be enough? Is this putting me over the top? Is this really, like really about to make it, like, shut down? I mean, because right now, if he really wanted to stay somewhere, to be truthful, he could have just stayed in Golden State and then he came back and did their thing. But it just goes to show you that Kevin Durant has been thinking about the same thing everybody else has been thinking from day one since he went to Golden State. People can say what they want about asterisks on these titles with Golden State with Kevin Durant. If he didn't feel the same way about those championships meaning just a little bit less, or if he didn't really feel that fulfilled about being finals MVP or winning those rings with the Warriors after they was already a dynasty, he would have never rolled out. He would have never left. Because at the end of the day, he would have just been like, yo, man, I put in work here. I put in a lot of work to make this team what it was. I'm not just about to roll out overnight. At the end of the day, he feels it just like we feel. Like, yo, you was probably 1 or 2 in the world as far as being a dude who wanted to be seen as like the number 1 guy in the world with LeBron, neck and neck, and as far as what you was bringing to the table. But when you rolled out and just went to Golden State, A lot of people looked at your legacy a little bit different. So, you know, we're going to see what he's going to do in with New Jersey and with the Nets, or excuse me, New Jersey. I'm saying New Jersey. But Brooklyn, we're going to see what he's going to do with Brooklyn. But at the end of the day, for me, does this move Brooklyn ahead of a lot of other teams? Not really. From a basketball perspective, it's still up in the air, and I still got the Lakers with the moves they've made as the team, as the favorite coming out of the league. As always, hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos here. Check out my basketball talk. And as always, keep supporting the Barbershop. Peace.